Jojo Rabbit came out in 2019. It was written and directed by Taika Waititi. It's an hour and 48 minutes long, and you can stream it right now on HBO. Jojo Rabbit has a surprisingly huge cast. We got Taika Waititi himself, Scarlett Johansson, Sam Rockwell, Reek, Rebel Wilson, Stephen Merchant, and that big cast is headed by some young newcomers, Thomasin McKenzie, and Roman Griffin Davis, who plays Jojo, a 10-year-old, blonde-haired, blue-eyed German boy growing up during the climactic peak of World War II. Jojo wants to be the best little Nazi in Germany, just like all his friends surrounding him, because he looks up to and even imagines being friends with his one true idol, Hitler, played hilariously by Taika Waititi. In Jojo's mind, Hitler is a sassy yet wise father figure who guides him through difficult times in the absence of Jojo's real father, who's off fighting in the war. As you can imagine, everything turns upside down for Jojo once he finally gets a glimpse into the realities of the war. Rather than tiptoeing between being hilarious or being horrifying, Taika Waititi decides to play every angle, moving between bits of slapstick comedy and scenes depicting the horrors of World War II, which Jojo is forced to come face to face with as he learns the true weight of his own decisions. Peej, you're up first. What do you think?
So I have a lot of good things to say about this film, but wait for my score because you're going to want to hear it. This movie is lighthearted. It's got bright colors. The set design is really good. It's funny. I laughed a lot, out loud. I laughed during the first scene. There was a lot of other scenes I laughed at. Sam Rockwell is a highlight. He always crushes it. I also thought it was adorable. It had adorable moments. It's got a couple surprise actors in it, like Stephen Merchant, who I love to see acting.
Heil Hitler.
Even, what's her name? Rebel Wilson, I thought was really good. A really good performance. Perfect character for her. The audience is put in a weird box during this movie. It's very uncomfortable, or you're not really sure if you're allowed to be uncomfortable. And I feel like that's kind of what the director was going for with this type of film and these type of themes. Because it's lighthearted, like I said, and it's funny, and it's most obviously the darkest part in human history, or definitely up there. At the end of World War II and all the horrors that were going on there and that were affecting the decision-making of our characters. But like I said, it's lighthearted and funny, and we're looking through the eyes of a 10-year-old, so obviously it's going to be different than, this isn't Schindler's List. It's very different.
Heil Hitler. Heil Hitler. Heil Hitler. Ooh, that's it. You got it. Heil Hitler. Have a great day. Heil Hitler. You're going to be the best. Heil Hitler. You can do it. Heil Hitler. Heil Hitler. Heil Hitler. Heil Hitler. Heil Hitler.
Even though it had so many good elements to it, and there were so many themes that were easily applicable to this film that can carry it to the next level of cinematography and storytelling, I don't think it actually did. And when the film ended, I was kind of like, you were literally surrounded by all of these themes and you didn't get there. You didn't get there for me personally. Now, this film was nominated for Best Picture for the Oscars, and a lot of people like it. I like it too, but not that much. It's a 7.3 for me.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit on the score. I more highly recommend it than Peej, guys. I think this movie starts very slow. When you watch Jojo Rabbit, you're going to, probably like me, you're going to realize the first half just drags. It almost alludes, like, I was afraid the movie was going to be bad the whole time.
Second half is a lot better.
It really picks up, and the second half totally turned it around at one specific point. I won't give it away until our spoiler review. Check out the description below if you want to check out our spoiler review if you've already seen the movie. But there was a pair of scenes right next to each other that totally turned up the comedy and the intensity at the same time. It's what I had been waiting for the whole movie, and it got really good and just kept getting better until the end.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like you said, the movie never gets too intense. It almost feels like every serious emotional scene is padded between a couple comedy scenes.
Yeah.
And to that end, I think Taika Waititi was kind of trying to tell the World War II story through the eyes of a little boy with a crazy imagination. So,
right.
Of course, I get why he did it, but don't
Hitler
expect too much intensity. Yeah, Taika Waititi, I mean, he's hilarious in everything he does comedy, but of course, he was funny.
It was funny. You know who he reminded me of is that guy from Portlandia, Fred Armisen.
I've
right?
never seen Portlandia.
Me neither, but I know that guy. He just looked like him, and the comedy was similar. It was very subtle and I liked it.
Yeah, exactly. It was really non-American comedy. You're not going to get just like constant stupid silliness the whole time. You're going to get a lot more like verbal comedy.
There's Russians somewhere out there. They're worse than anyone. I heard they eat babies and have sex with dogs. I mean, like, that's bad, right?
The final act was emotional, funny, fast. The movie ended on a super high note. The
ending was awful.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about the last third act was a wild time. It was explosive, literally and figuratively. It was wonderful.
Last 120 seconds sucked.
All right, well, the last 120 seconds are pretty fucking lame, but don't worry about it. Watch the movie. I do recommend it. The only con I have besides the first half being slow was that I think Roman Griffin Davis, this little kid actor, not bad for a child actor, but not the best actor in the world, and the script asks him to do some really emotional or really nuanced scenes that he doesn't quite nail yet, and I got removed from that a couple times, but I'm not going to remove many points. I still give it an 8.5 because I liked watching it, and I do recommend it.
Strong rating, but to me, the main characters, they just missed a key element, which was just staying cognizant. I mean, you need to be cognizant this whole film or you're going to lose the point.
Of course. I think the whole method behind production of something like this is to stay cognizant.
Right.
Well, if we're being cognizant, then let's acknowledge the fact that Rotten Tomatoes critics gave this a score of 80, and the Rotten Tomatoes audience gave it a score of 94.
That's very high.
I go with the flow, folks. I'm not a contrarian. I don't give a movie like The Lighthouse a 0 like Peej. I'm with Rotten Tomatoes on this. It's a pretty good movie. It's not a 9, though. It's not a 94.
This is your classic art house. Oh, I'm going to make a film that's bright colored about the darkest part. It sure is, because they try to make it, we're going to put bright colors in this obviously depressing theme, like, and you're going to think it's different because it is. And
I found it was very enjoyable. It's an easy movie to watch, and you can't say that about any other World War II movies. So check it out. I'm going to Well, listen to this. The budget of the movie was $14 million, and they grossed $90 million.
That's pretty good.
Which is sick. By the way, it actually kind of has a lower budget than I thought it would. Some of the scenes are kind of large in scale, and they did a good job with their money.
Set design was very good.
Yeah, it was a beautiful looking movie for sure.
Wasted money on ScarJo though. I've fallen out of love with her. I mean, she's still beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but her actress chops, I've just gotten too used to it. Maybe it doesn't do it for me anymore.
No, I'm gonna be with you on that one. It's almost like she was a similar character in other movies that she was in this. So it felt like I was watching ScarJo, not like I was watching a German mom. Yeah.
It just took me out a little bit. Go with an unknown, and you'd be better off. IMO.
I agree. Go with the blonde lady who played the movie theater owner in Inglourious Bastards.
Oh,
she could have nailed it.
She definitely could have.
This movie reminds me a lot of Inglourious Bastards, actually. Turning World War II into a slapstick comedy.
I was thinking maybe we do a top 5 for in movies.
Inglourious Bastards is number 1.
Because when he got that was pretty funny. I laughed out loud on that.
Yes.
Definitely.
No, I totally agree. That was a good scene. We'll just bleep you out. We'll just bleep that spoiler out. People, if you want spoilers, go watch Jojo Rabbit. Come hang out with us a week from now. We're going to be posting our spoiler-filled review, and we're going to dick around and do some stupid, funny shit as well.
And then our next movie is actually An American Pickle, which is going to be streaming on HBO Max. Stars Seth Rogen. We don't know if it's going to be good yet. We haven't heard anything about it, but we owe it to Seth Rogen to watch it because he brought us so many fun stoner comedies. So we'll be there. Hopefully you will too.
PJ didn't like Jojo Rabbit, so he's making me watch An American Pickle.
It might be good, dude.
We're out of here.
We're fucking out of here. See you guys. I'm going to go watch Funny People.